A word or phrase for Holy Grail, a goal impossible to achieve. I am looking for a word or phrase that means a long sought out goal that seems impossible to achieve but without any religious connotations. Any suggestions? My intended usage is as follows. The Holy Grail in ABC is to identify XYZ. Where ABC is an academic field of study and XYZ is a solution approach with desired features.
Phrases like the Holy Grail of Physics are snowclones of the form Z is the X of Y. They work because X's properties are well understood and can be used to immediately relate Z and Y. So if someone says, artificial intelligence is the Holy Grail of computer science, then everyone knows what that means. I is something that is rumored to exist, or be possible to create, and it is as fervently desired to computer scientists as the real Holy Grail would be to religious people / Indiana Jones. The point of all of this is that it doesn't matter what X is, all that matters is that when the X of Y is put together, you understand what the comparison is. Examples: the Switzerland of Africa, the Elvis of hip-hop, etc. The reason I say all of this in answer to your question is that the Holy Grail of Y doesn't have religious connotation, and it's the best phrase to use. It's a mythical object that has been the source of quests to discover its location, etc. It has inspired many fictional tales. People dream of finding it. There is scant reason to believe it could actually exist, but it is plausible. Its origin is in literature, not religious practice. So use the Holy Grail of Y, just like you freely say goodbye without worrying about its etymology. A further reason to use this phrase is because it only works when people get your reference. Example, Bib's comment below, where his father calls himself the Derek Jeter of muscles, was completely opaque to me because I have no idea who Derek Jeter is. If you find a synonym, such as Andrew Leach's El Dorado, which actually suits your meaning, you have to be careful that it is obvious why you are making the connection. Everyone knows what the Holy Grail of Y is. People might not understand what the El Dorado of Y is. I'm going to mention an interesting phrase, Ultima Thule. The term Ultima Thule in medieval geographies denotes any distant place located beyond the borders of the known world. Virgil coined the term Ultima Thule, Georgics 1:30, meaning furthest land as a symbolic reference to denote a far-off land or an unattainable goal. Source: this URL. It is still used today in this symbolic sense. There is also will-o'-the-wisp. A goal that cannot be reached, a delusive or elusive goal. It originally means the atmospheric ghost lights seen at night over marshy grounds. But it is used in this symbolic sense in literature. Source: this URL. Other than that, there is a pipe dream, but it wouldn't be suitable for your context. It is worth to mention because it is related. An idea that could never happen because it is impossible. The classless society is just a pipe dream. Source: this URL. Note: I gave this answer in another question which is closed.
In some cases, El Dorado could be a possibility for something which is much sought after but ultimately unachievable. As it's a Spanish expression from the South American conquest, the phrase has never had any religious connotations. During the 16th and 17th centuries, Europeans, still fascinated by and ignorant of the New World, believed that a hidden city of immense wealth existed. Many searched for this treasure, in quests that ended in the loss of countless lives. The illustration of El Dorado's location on maps only made matters worse, as it made some people think that the city of El Dorado's existence had been confirmed. The mythical city of El Dorado on Lake Parime was marked on English and other maps until its existence was disproved by Alexander von Humboldt during his Latin America expedition, 1799 to 1804. Wikipedia.
Avoid colloquialisms in an academic paper, in part because they require knowledge and a shared understanding of a domain irrelevant to the actual discourse. Avoid colloquialisms even in informal writing for the same reason. You're trying to guide the reader's thoughts and emotions, and colloquialisms can divert the reader into thoughts like those expressed above. If I needed it, I'd stick with Holy Grail. None of the alternatives offered conveys the same meaning. However, using it doesn't transform the discussion into a religious matter, and most educated people will at least know the reference, just as they should also know something about the rest of the world's great religions. If not, you can have a nice chat with the person you're speaking with, and bring the world a little closer together.
The word you're looking for is moonshot. A moonshot is usually a highly risky attempt to reach a very rewarding goal. It's when success seems unlikely, but you're going for it anyway. For a discussion of the word, see here. As an example use of the word, here's a Wall Street Journal headline from today. Google's new moonshot project, the human body.
Moonshot.